Elements. An element is a substance made up of atoms that all have the same number of protons in their nucleus. Atoms can have a different number of protons, neutrons and electrons. It is the number of protons in the nucleus of the atom that decides what type of atom it is. Let's have a look at an example. If an atom has one proton, in its nucleus is hydrogen, and an atom with two protons is helium. If a substance only contains atoms with the exact same number of protons, it is called an element. There are about 100 different types of elements. All the atoms of a particular element have the same number of protons, and different elements have atoms with different numbers of protons. Atoms of each element are represented by a 1 or 2 letter symbol. This is basically a type of shorthand that saves you having to write the full name of the element. Some of these are simple and make sense, like C is carbon, O is oxygen, and Mg is magnesium. Others, however, are not as clear, like Na is sodium, Fe is iron, and Pb is lead. Most of these odd symbols that aren't clear come from the Latin names of the elements. These symbols are found on the periodic table. Isotopes are different forms of the same element, which have the same number of protons, but a different number of neutrons. Isotopes will have the same atomic number, but will have different mass numbers. Let's look at an example. Carbon-12 is 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons, whereas carbon-13 is 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 7 neutrons. The number of neutrons is just the mass number minus the atomic number. As many elements can exist as a number of different isotopes, relative atomic mass, A, is used instead of the mass number when referring to the element as a whole. This is an average mass, taking into account the different masses and amounts of all the isotopes that make up the element. There is a formula to work out the atomic mass of an element. This can be found in your downloadable worksheet.